Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I have a fun one today. This is the vintage 2004 Lego Star Wars X-Wing Fighter. This one is just called X-Wing Fighter. Yes, I feel like it could have been named something more creative, like X-Wing Fighter on Dagobah, or Dagobah Training, or anything literally involving Dagobah, but here we are. It's set 4502. We got those short early numbers from 2004, originally retailing for $50, which was definitely out of my price range as a kid still. New in box, it goes for $333, or open $145, which is exactly what I paid for this set. Before we get into the set itself though, I do want to go ahead and check out the minifigures. Starting off the minifigure selection, we have R2-D2 here, and this was the thin dome version that they used before they figured out a stamp to cover the whole dome, and then he has the detailing in the front. Always a nice R2-D2, but obviously very outdated. I think this one, though, for being used is in relatively good condition, so I won't complain too hard, but yeah, we get quite a few R2-D2s and a lot of this version as well. Then we have Yoda, and he looks great. I remember being very envious of this Yoda when I was a kid. I really wanted him. Mine, since he's used, somebody could not fight the temptation to bite the tips of his ears, so he has a little bit of character. I might be kind of annoyed if I didn't already have this Yoda a couple times over, but nonetheless, I just wanted this figure so bad, and you know, it's nice to finally own him, and he does good. I mean, obviously the new one is much more detailed, but this one is not horrendous or anything. And he even has printing on the back, which is nice and cool. But yeah, those ears kind of cracked me up. He's definitely unique, that is for sure. And then we have Luke Skywalker, which is the highlight minifigure of this set, both exclusive and relatively expensive. I think he goes for about $70. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the market recently, but that torso printing is exclusive to this Luke, and that is it. He also does have a backpack, which you'll see is missing the bedroll, unfortunately. This was the one thing that they did let me know was missing. I bought this from Bricks and Minifigs in South OKC, and I happily agreed to still buy it because I actually have another Dagobah Luke Skywalker that I bought independently because I didn't think I'd ever get the set, but I wanted the Luke. Also good because this Luke Skywalker has a very slight torso crack. The backpack, unfortunately, the bedroll print tile is extremely expensive online. It's like $20. And so I maybe will eventually get it, but that dark gray background that's printed on that tile makes this bedroll exclusive because we have seen this bedroll before just with a tan background. So there is the difference. There's also a little bit of printing on the back of his tank top as well. So there are my two Luke Skywalkers. Neither of them are in totally perfect condition. My one with the bedroll has some slight bite marks on the torso, but I do prefer that over the cracked torso. Of course, that sometimes can't be helped. But anyways, that's why I was totally fine accepting this, because I have two Luke Skywalkers, which I'm not mad about. So we'll talk about the X-Wing first, and I won't get into huge detail because we've gotten so many X-Wings, and this one is an older one, and so obviously it's not going to be quite up to par as our new ones, but I think honestly it doesn't look bad. They made some great improvements from the very first release X-Wing in 1999 to this one in 2004, and while I don't particularly think it's the most sturdy model that we've ever had, it looks really nice, and then it's got that exclusive Dagobah swamp moss on it, which you could technically do to any X-Wing, but this is technically a very specific X-Wing, and I really like that. We've never gotten a remake of a Dagobah X-Wing, and honestly, with the amount of X-Wings that they make, I don't know why they haven't redone it, because they could actually do like printing, they could give it dirt, they could make it look a lot better, a lot more dirty, and so, you know, that's just something that I wish that they would do. Other than that, I mean, it's not obviously the most accurate. We have a really narrow nose here. My biggest complaint with the set is that the landing gear doesn't hold up very well. Like, you can set it down and then just the slightest pressure, and I think that's due to its age. I don't think that's actually a problem with the set itself. It just is something that's kind of annoying because it doesn't bear weight very well. See, I can kind of do it like that, but it's not quite even if I do it like that. So I don't know. That's just me. There is enough room for Luke Skywalker inside the cockpit, but he can't have his backpack. Of course, R2-D2 fits in the back like usual, and we have two cool printed pieces on an X-Wing that I don't know if that's exclusive to this set or not. I have no idea. And of course, like I said, we have those moss pieces, and then a couple of printed tiles with some stripes. And that's basically it. You can see the back engines and the mechanism to open and close the wings, which is the old school just wind up, which personally I think works just fine. I don't know why they changed it, but I guess it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and it closes up pretty well. That is about it. I think it does quite well for 2004 and holds up even today in terms of, like, I think we've had uglier X-Wings, honestly, but it is a lot more fragile, and so that's just something to keep in mind. It's not something that's going to be very swooshable compared to like a newer model. For me, the main thing that is exciting is the Yoda's hut. We have gotten several versions now of Yoda's hut, starting with the, I believe it was 2018 model, which I was very excited for, and then moving on to the adult diorama, which is even more accurate. But this was the first, and I think it looks great. As I said before, I think that it even holds up. It's not obviously going to be as rounded, as polished, because it's 2004, but this was spectacular, and it's really good even today. Number one, because that printed tile piece on front that is supposed to be of the tree is so dang cool. We have a lot more moss and a nice entryway for Yoda to stand inside of. I think that's quite accurate. And then we have a great way to fold out this set and explore it a little bit more. We have a barrel and a mug and a little fire over here, and Yoda's bed, and hiding beneath Yoda's bed is Luke's lightsaber. I like that they added that in because we never saw Luke get his green lightsaber, but this set assumes that Yoda gave it to him. I'm not quite sure, but I think it looks really nice. There's lots of details on the inside for 2004 and a lot of playability. If you had really small hands, you could probably creep them in there when it's closed, but as it is displayed open or half open, it looks really good, and it also holds up well from the outside as well. So there we are. LEGO was no strangers to making these kind of rounded domes, as they did Hagrid's hut in 2001, and so this 2004 model I think is actually quite good, and it almost closes up entirely in the back, and I really like that. I definitely appreciate this set for its vintageness. The minifigures are great. The Dagobah hut for me is my favorite, and I do like this X-Wing being exclusive to Dagobah due to the moss that collects on top of it. I think overall that makes this set still very relevant in today's collecting standards until they do a full remake, and I don't know if we're ever going to see that. I don't know if we're going to see a remake of Yoda's hut for a long time, but I definitely think that they could remake the X-Wing. That would be a great, cool X-Wing, I think, to remake. But overall, I love it. I think it's a great set. Obviously, I picked it up, but I'm very happy with my purchase. Now I have to figure out where to put it, so wish me luck. I hope this review was interesting to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and until next time, I will see you later.